Hello, my name is Genesis, and I'm going to be telling you the story of Jacob and Rachel and others. Jacob had been traveling for a while when he stumbled upon the land known as Paddan Aram. He also managed to stumble upon some shepherds, so he asked them,
"Where are you from?"
"Haran." Thus Jacob asked, "Do you know Laban?" And a shepherd responded,
"Yes, we know him."
So Jacob asked, "Is he well?"
"Yes, he is."
"Oh, here comes his daughter Rachel with the sheep."
"Huh?"
So Jacob rushes over and says,
"I'm Rebecca's son."
Rachel, who's in shock, runs to tell her dad the good news. Laban was in shock that his nephew had arrived, so he ran out and greeted him. And he asked him,
"Come live with me."
and Jacob said,
"Okay,"
and excitedly ran off into a world full of new opportunities. One day, when Jacob was working out in the fields, Laban approached him and asked,
"Just because you're a relative of mine, should you work for me for nothing?"
Jacob pondered the question. Thus Laban said,
"Tell me your wages."
Jacob pondered again, and again, and then he responded,
"I'll work for you for 7 years if you give me your daughter, Rachel."
So Laban thought about it and said,
"Okay, I'd rather her with you than with someone else."
So Jacob began his 7 years of work. But Jacob's strong love for Rachel made those 7 years go by in the blink of an eye. So Jacob approached Laban and said,
"The 7 years are up. Give me your daughter, Rachel."
So Jacob laid in bed that night awaiting his prize. But when he woke up the morning after, there was a surprise awaiting him. It wasn't Rachel after all, but it was her older sister, Leah. Laban walked in and laughed hysterically at what had happened to Jacob. Not really, but it sounds better that way. Furious, Jacob exclaimed,
"What is this you've done to me? I served you for Rachel, didn't I? Why have you deceived me?"
And Laban answered,
"It is not our custom to give the younger daughter in marriage before the older. Work another 7 years for Rachel."
So Jacob did, and finally he was given his prize. And since Jacob loved Rachel more than he loved Leah, Leah was left heartbroken. But God heard her cry and opened her womb, and made Rachel barren. Thus Leah gave birth to Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah, which leaves the baby count at Leah with 4 and Rachel with 0. But believe me, that's not the end of this war.